Dear learners, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our new lesson for the subject of accounting first paper. That is your accounting learning workbook level 1. We were going to carry the chapter of 10 from your accounting learning workbook level 1. This is the name of single entry system. I completed the 4 lectures for this chapter. This is the last lecture for this chapter, that is single entry system. At this moment, I would like to request to take your accounting learning workbook level 1 and for practicing or for solving or for writing today's creative question. Okay, I think you are ready to take my new lesson, a new lecture for this chapter. Today I will solve another creative question in this chapter. Dear students, you are watching the new creative question and question for this chapter. Now at once you have to write or you have to copy this question. Creative question number 4. Mr. Ravi is a businessman and maintains his books under single entry system. The following balances are available in his business. In particulars column, there are so many assets and liabilities are there. Some debtors, that is accounts receivable. Office equipment, that is one kind of fixed asset. Outstanding salary, that is one kind of current salary. Current liability, 15% investment, that is the amount of long-term investment. Prepaid rent, that is the current assets. The loan, that is the long-term liability. Dear boys and girls, you are watching the 2 balances, that is opening balance 1/1/19, that is the 3rd January 2019 and 31st December 2019. He drew cash taka 16,000 and goods taka 1,000 throughout the year. Loan of taka 5,000 paid on 1/7/19 with interest, that is the amount of loan, taka 5,000 paid on 1st July 2019, that remaining 10,000 is to be shown on 31st December 2019. Other information, delivery expenses due taka 9,400 and advance rent receipt taka 9,500. Second, other information, interest on drawings to be charged at the rate of 5%. Number 3, depreciation charged on fixed asset taka 7,500. Number 4, bad debt written of taka 2,000 and provision for bad debt taka 1,400. Requirement A, determine the amount of opening and closing capital. Requirement B, determine the net profit or loss for the year ended 31st December 2019. Requirement C, prepare a statement of affairs as at that date. Dear students, this is the new creative question for you. I think you will solve this question. Creative question number 4. In this step, 2 information are available. At first, opening and closing balances of assets and liabilities. The 2 things in this map are available. At first, outstanding salary, that is due salary or salary payable in opening amount 1/1/19, but not given the closing amount of outstanding salary. You know from the rules and regulations of single entity system, if current assets and current liabilities is not given in closing amount, that is the non-amount for closing, but only fixed asset, long-term investment and long-term liabilities, that is loan. If closing amount is not given, then you have to take the opening amount as same, but it is only without information. But in this math, the loan amount of opening taka 15,000, other information is given. Loan taka 5,000 paid on 1/7/19. That is closing amount of loan to be recorded as taka 10,000 in this math. Dear students, you have to go for solving this creative question. You have to complete the 3 requirements in this math. First one, the amount of opening and closing capital. You know, opening capital is equal to opening assets minus opening liabilities, and closing capital is equal to closing assets minus closing liabilities. Now you can see in the requirement A, statement showing the calculation of opening and closing capital. In right side you have to write all assets, opening and closing. In left side you have to show all liabilities, opening and closing. In this math, opening debtors amount taka 52,000 and closing debtors amount taka 17,000. Dear student, I repeat again the question. Mr. Robbie is a businessman. He maintains his books under single entry system. The following balances are available in his business. Particulars on 4 January 2019 and 31st December 2019. Sundry debtors opening 52,000, closing 70,000. Office equipment 45,000, opening closing amount 95,000. Outstanding salary 13,000, opening closing none. 15% investment 30,000, closing 30,000. Prepaid rent opening none. Closing amount 10,000. 10% loan opening 15,000, closing none. He drew cash taka 16,000 and goods taka 1,000 throughout the year. Loan of taka 5,000 paid on 1/7/19 with interest. Other information, delivery expense is due taka 9,400 and advanced and receipt taka 9,500. Interest on drawings to be charged at the rate of 5%. Depreciation charged on fixed asset taka 7,500. Bad debt written of taka 2,000 and provision for bad debt taka 1,400. From this system, you have to complete the 3 requirements. Requirement A, determine the amount of opening and closing capital. Requirement B, determine the net capital loss for the year ended 31st December 2019. Requirement C, prepare a statement of affairs as at that date. Dear students, I think you have written the question in your accounting copy. At first, we have to solve the requirement A, that is the opening and closing capital. You know, opening capital is equal to opening assets minus opening liabilities. Closing capital is equal to closing assets minus closing liabilities. So, now go for solving the requirement A in the format. Answer A, statement showing the calculation of opening and closing capital. In right side, you have to write all assets, opening and closing amount. In left side, you have to write all liabilities, opening and closing. From the stem, you can get it. That was the opening amount is taka 52,000 and closing amount taka 70,000. Office equipment for opening amount taka 45,000 and closing amount taka 95,000. 15% investment, opening amount 30,000, closing amount 30,000. Prepaid rent, opening amount none, that is 0, closing amount is given for taka 10,000. In left side, due salary taka 13,000 opening, but closing amount is not given, so it is not recorded for the rules and regulations of single entity system. 10% loan, 15,000 opening amount, but 10,000 is closing. How is it possible? The other information you have seen, like a 5,000 paid on loan with interest on 1st July or in the middle of the year. So 10,000 to be recorded in closing amount. At this moment, total of opening assets taka 1,27,000 and opening liability taka 28,000. So in this stem, opening capital is taka 99,000. The missing amount of first column, that is opening column, is taka 90,000, 99,000 as indicated as opening capital. And closing assets is taka 2,05,000 and closing liability is taka 10,000 only. So the missing amount 1,95,000 in this stem is indicated as closing capital. Dear learners, I think you have completed the requirement A. Now you can go for solving the requirement B, that is the statement of profit and loss of the year ended 31st December 2019. Okay, now we can go for solving the requirement B. Mr. Robbie, statement of profit and loss for the year ended 31st December 2019. In right side, you have to write the following items which are shown in the statement of profit and loss. You know, from the rules and regulations of single entity system, you have to write in right side of statement of profit and loss. First you have to write closing capital and then drawings, cash drawings, goods drawings, other information or other personal expense of owner, then interest on drawings, then interest on investment, then advance expenses, then accrued income. But in this system, totally 4 items are available. First one, closing capital is to be taken from requirement A, closing amount, closing capital, that is taka 1,95,000. And drawings from other information, cash drawings taka 16,000 and goods drawings taka 4,000. Total of drawings taka. And now you can go for calculation of interest on drawing, that is 5%. 5% on only cash drawings. You know, always interest on drawings to be charged on cash drawings. So 16,000 into 5% into 6 by 12. According to rules for interest on drawings, always without information, interest on drawings to be charged for 6 months on cash drawings. So 16,000 into 5% into 6 by 12, that is the amount of taka 400 for interest on drawings is to be written in right side of the statement of profit and loss. And interest on investment, total investment 30,000 at the rate of 15%. So 30,000 into 15%, that is the amount of taka 4,500. Total of right side is taka 2,19,900 to 199,000. In left side, you know, from the rules and regulations of the statement of profit and loss, that is single entity system, and first you have to write opening capital and then additional capital and interest on capital, then expenses due and advance income, interest on loan, debt and depreciation. But in this stem, totally 6 items are available for writing or for calculating the statement of profit and loss. That is the first one, opening capital. You can get it from requirement A, 99,000. Delivery expenses due from the Other information, you can take it 9,400. Advance rent receipt 9,500. From the other information you can get it. Interest on loan, on the closing loan amount start at 10,000, there is the 10%, so interest on loan is to be charged 10,000 into 10%, that is the amount of taka 1,000. Bad debt, from the other information you can get it. Bad debt amount taka 2,000 and bad debt reserve taka 1,400, total taka 3,400. Depreciation on equipment, that is fixed asset, only taka 7,500 is given in other information. At this moment, in right side of profit and loss statement is taka total 2,19,900. But the missing amount of left side of statement of profit and loss 90,100. You know, if any amount of missing or suspense in statement of profit and loss in left side, then it is indicated as net profit of this business or of the business. So net profit of the business of Mr. Ravi is taka 90,100. Dear learners, I think you have written in your accounting practice copy and also you understood this math. Okay, now we can go for requirement C. Mr. Ravi, statement of affairs as at 31st December 2019. From the format of single entry system, you have understood all closing items to be shown in statement of affairs as at 31st December 2019 except opening capital. Only capital is to be shown as opening. In left side, this is the amount of liabilities, so you can start the liabilities and capital side. Opening capital from the requirement A, we can get it 99,000. Add net profit, no additional capital or no interest on capital is available here or in the system. So opening capital 99,000, add net profit 90,100. Total of capital at this moment 2,07,100. And then you have to deduct the two amount, that is drawings, total drawings, cash and goods, and also to be deducted interest on drawings. Okay, at first you have to deduct the amount of drawings, total 20,000, and interest on drawings 400. Now this is the net amount of capital 1,68,700 is to be shown in amount column. Second one, loan taka 10,000. Interest on loan, 20% loan is given, but it is 10%. Interest on loan taka 10,000. Interest on loan taka 1,000. Delivery expenses due taka 9,400. Advanced receipt taka, advanced rent receipt taka 9,500. Total amount of liabilities and capital 1,98,600. Dear students, you have to know statement of affairs to be shown in all closing amount. So closing amount to be taken from the stem. We have already completed the liabilities and capital side. Now you can take the assets, all assets item of closing. So now you can start debtors taka 70,000 for closing amount. It will be deducted from the amount of debtors, bad debt and bad debt reserve. Bad debt taka 2000 in available in other information, and bad debt reserve taka 1400 in other information. Totally 3400 to be deducted from the 70,000. At this moment net debt was taka 66,600. Prepaid rent indicated as assets 10,000 for closing amount, 15% investment taka 30,000. Accrued interest on investment, we have already solved this item in statement of profit and loss 4,500. Office equipment, that is the amount of fixed asset 95,000 is given, and accumulated depreciation to be deducted from the total assets, that is 7,500 is given in other information. So at this moment net amount of office equipment taka 87,500. Total assets for this year, Mr. Robbie's business 1,98,600. You are watching in liability size total amount 1,98,600, and in asset side total assets 1,98,600 is equaled. Dear students, I think you have written in your accounting copy in full maths, and you have understood the all maths of single entry system. If you have any logical points or logical inquiry, then you can see in your accounting learning workbook level 1 in all illustration. At this total 5 or 6 illustrations are solved in this book, so you can see, and also have to see in our all YouTube lecture. The video lecture is uploaded on YouTube on our college website. So dear students, you have to see it, you have to write it, you have to understand it for your future betterment. Thanks for being today. Allah Hafiz.